Hi everyone, Monisha here. Let us move on to the second part of acid, bases and salts, which is the important chapter in SSLC. So in my previous video, I had explained about the different types of acids and bases and weak acid and weak base, strong acid and strong base. So here in this video, I'll be explaining about indicators, pH scale and other topics also. Let us move on to the session. Please concentrate till the end so that you can understand the basics. First, we have to know the acids we use or see in everyday basis that are called everyday acids. First one, lemon juice. You might have seen lemon all over in your house. So this lemon contains an acid called as citric acid. Next is vinegar. Vinegar also there will be in your fridge or in your kitchen. So which contains acetic acid, which is a dilute form of acid called as a weak acid. Stomach acid, that is hydrochloric acid, which will be almost strong itself because it can even burn and melt the bones. Aspirin, acetyl salicylic acid, which we can see in tablets. Wine, acids in grapes. So these are everyday acids. Just like that, we can see everyday base in your house itself. Omega-3 fatty acids, an essential fatty acid needed by humans but can't made by our own bodies and must be ingested. Found naturally in oily fish, flax seeds, canola oil, etc. So this omega-3 fatty acids, it's one kind of fatty acids which is very important for human beings for the development of skin, bones and also for immunity. So but human beings can't prepare it by themselves. Just like hydrochloric acid which produce in our stomach, omega-3 fatty acids are obtained from the food which we eat. So a rich content of omega-3 fatty acids are found in fish, flax seeds, canola oil, etc. Next is trans fatty acids. Trans fatty acids are found in fried food, commercial baked goods, processed foods and margarine. Created when oils are hydrogenated, prevents oil from becoming rancid and keeps them solid at room temperature. So these trans fatty acids are quite dangerous for our health. So these are the fatty acids which we have to avoid. So trans fatty acids which makes us fat and also increases the cholesterol level in our body, which you can see in hot dogs, chips and also in some of the things where baked foods, processed foods, margarine, these contains and also fried foods, these contains trans fatty acids which are not normally good for our health. Next, everyday bases, just like everyday acids, which we can name some everyday bases also. Caffeine, that is the chemical which obtained in coffee, baking soda, antacids, soap, chalk, bleach, cleaners. So these are the everyday bases which we can obtain and also see in our daily basis in our houses. So these are everyday bases. When acid content increases in our body, we can consume it like baking soda or caffeine or antacids in order to reduce the strong behavior of the acid. So we can reduce the stronger burning effect inside our stomach by using these bases. This is one of the best example for chemical reaction happening in our body. Here, a rotting fish, a 56-foot, 60-ton whale died on a beach in Taiwan in January 2004. The carcass means the dead body. The carcass was on its way to a research center when the gases from its decomposition inside the body, inside the stomach of the whale, caused it to explode. We know chemical reactions are happening inside our body also. So, but when we die, the chemical reactions the gases which formed by the chemical reaction try to escape from the holes of our body, like nose, mouth, ears, etc. So when it unable to go outside the body, what just happened in the case of the whale, it didn't escape from its body. So the gas filled up and eventually exploded. So you can see the dead body. of the vary. Acid, bases and salts. Here we are going to know about the important topic that are indicators. Indicators are substances which show different colors in acidic and alkaline solution. If we need to check whether a substance is acidic or whether a substance is alkaline, by using the indicators, it shows us whether a substance is acidic or alkaline or a base. Litmus is a common indicator. It is red in acidic solution and blue in alkaline solution. So if a solution is given for you and if we dip the litmus paper inside it, if that litmus paper turns red, as in the case of the first diagram, you can see here, in the first diagram, the litmus paper turns red. So this shows that substance is acidic. And in the second case, we can see the litmus paper turns blue. So that shows the substance is alkaline. Other important indicators are shown in the table in the next slide. Indicators. There are different types of indicators. One is methyl orange. Methyl orange, if we use, the color of a substance will change red if it is acid and yellow if it is alkaline. And in litmus paper, as I said before, it will turn red in the case of acid and blue in the case of alkaline. And phenolphthalein, which is usually used everywhere in laboratory. So this phenolphthalein is usually a pink color solution. So this pink color turns colorless, transparent in the case of acid, and it turns into a light pink in the case of alkaline, that is a base. The pH scale. The pH of a solution tells us how acidic or alkaline a solution is. Acidic or alkaline means there will be a certain stronger and weaker section also. The scale ranges from 0 to 14. From 0 to 6 or 0 to less than 7, the substance is said to be acidic. The substance which is more than 7 and equal to 14 is said to be base, alkaline. If a substance is exactly equal to 7, then it is neither acidic nor basic. It is neutral. So by the pH scale, we can understand this. The pH is a measurement of hydrogen ion concentration in a solution. The pH scale ranges from 0 to 14, as I said. The pH of a solution can be measured with pH meter. The lower the pH, the more acidic the solution is. If a substance contains more acidic nature, then the pH will be low. If the solution contains more alkaline or basic nature, then the pH is high. And if the pH is 7, it is neutral. Neutral means it is not acidic and also it is not alkaline. Distilled water, sugar solution and most salt solutions are neutral, which has a pH of 7. The universal indicator. The universal indicator consists of a mixture of dyes which changes its color in different pH solutions. We can use the universal indicator to tell us the approximate pH of a solution. The universal indicator or pH paper changes its color according to the pH shown in the chart below. The universal indicator shows pink for pH 4, a light pink for pH 5, and light orange for pH 5.5 and so on up to pH 11, a violet color. So this is the pH indicators which are showing different colors for different pH values. Acid-base indicators. The right side which you can see the litmus paper. An acid-base indicator is any substance that changes color in the presence of acid or base. So the litmus paper changes to red in the case of acid and the litmus paper changes into blue in the case of base. The most widely used acid-base indicator, as I already told you, it is litmus. Litmus is a plant extract that can be blue or red or pink. Litmus is not just a paper, not just made from the wood pulp. So it is the extract of a certain plant. The color of hydrangea flowers is dependent upon the pH of the soil. So this is the hydrangea flower which depends on the acidity of the soil. So what happens when the acidity is more, then the flower will changes its colors to pink or red. when the acid content less, when it become less, and when the alkaline nature grows in the soil, when the alkaline nature increases in the soil content, then the same flower changes into blue color. So by this characteristics of the hydrangea flower, so this extract or the chemical which is obtained inside the flower is used for litmus papers. So in the same way, the litmus paper change into red where in the case of acid and change into blue in the case of base, same as that of the hydrangea flower. So litmus paper, as I already told you, turns red or pink in an acidic solution and turns blue in the basic solution. Just by understanding the code, you can get to know what color it changes. Acid ends with D, red ends with D. So acid always turns red. Base is blue, B and blue. Okay, so B stands for base and blue color. Acid, red, D, red color. So this is the technique of understanding how it changes its color. And one more thing you can understand, acid is very dangerous. Danger is always depicted in red color itself. So if red turns, it is acid. Acid-base indicators. It would be impossible to determine the pH of all solutions using just one indicator such as litmus. Several other acid-base indicators exist, each producing a color change at a specific pH level. Just by litmus paper, we can't obtain the acidic or basic nature of various thousands of solutions produced or required in the earth crust. So for that, we need a varied number of indicators which changes different colors for specific pH value. Just that I told you in universal indicator. So again, this is the universal indicator, is a mixture of chemicals that changes color through a wide range of pH values. So just by in litmus paper, there is only 2 color changes. By that litmus paper, we can't understand or carry out the experiments in a varied solutions. There are thousands of varied solutions on earth. So by using this universal indicator, it changes into varied colors so that we can understand what is the acidic or basic level of or the pH scale of a different solution. An even more precise way of determining pH is to use the pH meter. Usually in a laboratory, this pH meter will be available. So this pH meter exactly tells you what is the pH level without using any universal indicators or using any litmus paper. Just by the machine we can understand this solution is acidic or basic. Indicators can be classified into 2 types depending on where they are originated. One, chemical indicators. Just like universal indicator, there a numerous chemicals has been used to make it as a indicator. Whereas natural indicators, just in the case of hydrangea, methyl orange and different other flowers are there and leaves are there by which this indication is possible. I will tell you some of the examples of that natural indicators. Without using chemicals, just by naturally occurring flowers, fruits and leaves, we can use for acid-base indicating test. So there are 2 types of indicators, chemical indicators and natural indicators. Chemical indicators are made from chemicals. Just like the name suggests, chemical indicators. Most chemical indicators only have 2-3 color changes that describes a specific pH range. Universal indicators have many color changes across the whole pH spectrum and thus can provide specific pH value. Natural indicators are made from plants. I told you whatever you see in the nature can become a natural indicator. Leaves such as red cabbage can be a good indicator. Fruits such as strawberry, blueberry. Roots such as beets. Bulbs, red onions. Flowers, roses. These are very few indicators. I told you there are numerous and various range of indicators in fruits, flowers and leaves. Red cabbage indicator color range. From just one vegetable, that is a red cabbage, a various types of indicators has been made. If the pH is 1, it will show red color. If the pH is 2, it shows a dark pink color. Then it shows light pink. Then it varies to violet, then blue, aqua and then yellow or a lime color. So these are the varied range of color it shows for numerous pH values by only one indicator, that is red cabbage. So this is the most important topic, neutralization reaction. In terms of your exams also, neutralization reaction is very important. So neutralization reaction is a chemical reaction between an acid and base which produces salt and water. Salt can be any salt, not only NaCl, sodium chloride, that is which is salt which we used in our kitchen. It can be any other salts. So if an acid and base is reacted, if it gives any salt and water, then this type of reaction is said to be neutralization reaction. So acid here HCl used, base is NaOH, sodium hydroxide. When these two are reacted, we will get NaCl, the common salt which we use, and H2O, water. Neutralization reaction with hydroxide bases are generally double displacement reaction. You can see the two-time displacement taken place. HCl plus NaOH, from hydrochloric acid, the H has been replaced, and from NaOH, the OH has been replaced to become water, H2O, and remaining NaCl forms a common salt. So acid plus base gives salt plus water. So these are the few topics I explained and discussed in this session. I hope you understood this. I'm just reducing the topics to various parts so that you can better understand the few topics in each videos. If you have any queries, doubts, or suggestions on this video, please comment me on the comment section. Acid, base and salts are very important, and it's very important on terms of your exam. So please concentrate while reading and also practicing it. Thank you. Thanks a lot.